Hi WELCOM to Channel News NIW. The intersection of U and 14. Why African Americans sanctify it. Hundreds of black Americans, the youth, chose to gather at the intersection of U and 14, ready to rally in front of the White House just 1 mile from their meeting point. This intersection has historical implications, affecting the sensitive strings of African Americans. From there, hundreds of thousands of demonstrations began to erupt, after the assassination of the leader of the civil rights movement, Martin Luther King, in 1984. At this intersection, hundreds of thousands of others waited for the 2008 election result to celebrate Barack Obama's arrival at the White House as the first human president in American history. What we see as police practices against defenseless brown men is unjustified, said Malika Mulling, a young woman justifying her participation in demonstrations against the police. Mulling noted that the gathering at this intersection has wide-ranging implications for what historical landmarks in American life have seen. At the same intersection, 21-year-old Theo Davis met his brown friends before marching toward the White House to demonstrate. It was known that this intersection had collected thousands of brown skin and others to demonstrate as in previous cases. But what is new now is the march towards the White House due to Trump's racist positions, which appeared in his tweets, which demanded that the police intensify the demonstrators. Mulling hopes that Floyd's criminal murder, like any previous case, has not gone through difficult days and does not affect or change the nature of the U.S. police relationship with blacks. She pointed out that Washington, D.C. police do not know these racist practices, because more than half of their officers are African Americans, and Mulling called for the need to increase the representation of blacks in the police forces in various U.S. cities. U Street symbolism. U Street is one of the most expressive areas of African American history, as it has played a major role during the past 2 centuries in their cultural, economic and artistic lives. The region was historically known as an African Broadway, and rich in its theaters. I feel black singers like Louis Armstrong and the Duke of Ellington. However, the region has witnessed major changes in the last 20 years, which have driven many of its poor black residents out of the suburbs and replaced them with rich white residents. The area is filled with restaurants, nightclubs and theaters that offer all kinds of music from around the world. Since the Washington subway arrived in the area in 1991, life has returned to the region, and noise, vigil and gathering have returned with it.